So in all of our videos, we test with a standard ASTM dog bone. It is 4 millimeters thick and 13 millimeters wide, which is a standard sample that ASTM recommends. But a lot of people have taken umbrage with the way that we're producing these dog bones. We are only printing them vertically like this, so that the layer lines move across the part like this. This has caused some consternation because people keep on asking, why not print it like this so we can know how strong it is in this direction? And the reason we don't do this, we're going to talk about a little bit more inside of this video, because those other tests simply aren't really very useful. So 3D printing, additive technology, builds stuff up layer by layer. That is the place that it is significantly different from any other type of manufacturing technology, which essentially creates a solid block and then takes material away. 3D printing adds up iteratively, so you have to really measure that critical difference between other tech. If I make a block from a solid block of plastic, then that block will be fully reliable in all three directions. But with a 3D printed part, the direction perpendicular to the layer lines, in this case layer lines are going this direction and the force is being applied up here, that direction is different from the side to side or the other two axes. So that is the place to focus on. The reason we do that is because the difference between 3D printing and other parts is the fact that it's not different when it's printed horizontally or sideways from any sort of isotropic part. An injection molded part and a 3D printed part that has been printed horizontally like this have effectively the same material properties. And the way you can imagine this is really by thinking of the 3D printed part like this. These are each one of the individual layer lines, pretending we have a rough cylinder here that's being made. If this rough cylinder was made with injection molding, then it would be made fully solid. That's fine and dandy. With a 3D printed part, you have the individual layer lines going across here. But since these layer lines are all together, they act like individual cables. So if I pull apart this way, all of those cables are still working and have the same individual strength as if it was a solid part. But research has shown that in the plane of the layer lines, so if I pull force along this direction, as if the dog bone was printed horizontally, if I pull this direction, generally an FDM printed part has about 90% of the strength of an injection molded part. But that's not really necessarily part of the process, as it is a part of the macro structure of this. Because if you look down this cylinder, you can see that the space in between the circles of the beads of filament has effectively reduced the cross-sectional area of this part. You have less material inside of the 3D printed geometry when it's printed horizontally like this than you would with an isotropic injection molded part, because it's filling an entire cavity with plastic. Whereas with this, you have missing columns from where two cylinders come up against each other, but then are put into a square geometry. This is what jacks with the overall strength of 3D printing. And we will likely do a video in the future proving this out and measuring the actual mass of the injection molded part against the mass of the 3D printed part to show that there is less material available to pull, which is why it shows up being about 10% less strong than an isotropic part. But given that, that is a very obvious analogy to use here, and that when the layer lines are all this direction, it's really not that interesting. Who cares if, yeah, of course that's not going to be weaker than anything else because all of the material is moving in that direction. But this direction, if I pull this way, then the layer lines are able to delaminate, and now that is the feature that is interesting. So we continue to do the testing with the dog bones printed vertically like this because that is where 3D printing is different and demonstrably different from any other technology. And it is the place where the least engineering has been done. Most of the tests have shown that an FDM part with some arbitrary material can lose somewhere between 30 to 50% of its material strength. We have seen instances where certain materials from certain brands lose up to 70% of the actual material strength due to the layer adhesion. And while the layer adhesion is not inherent in the material datasheet, it is a factor that now matters as more parts are mass produced with 3D printing. So that is the point of this channel, is to start qualifying these materials and start creating a standard for the amount of stress that a part can withstand across its layer lines. Because when engineering that part, you have to know so that you don't have to create 50 different iterations, try it out, and then print 100 of those parts to then qualify them. You need an engineering standard. That is what this channel is about, is starting to build the engineering standard for how well layers stick together when run through an FDM machine. That is why we print our samples like this and why we will continue to focus on printing samples like this. While there will be videos where we print them horizontally in order to demonstrate all of this, Many people have already demonstrated that. So there is the research available, that task has been done. We can now add value by qualifying the individual materials and really diving in on the one thing that makes 3D printing unique. Its layers stick together. Have a great day, everybody.